to our Malaysian Wood Expo 2023, our Poker Talk sessions. So before we proceed, we'd like to thank all of you guys for your precious time to drop by our Poker Talk sessions today. Thank you so much. So with us today, we have Encik Awang Mentali bin Awang Muhammad Sulaiman, the Assistant General Manager of Promotion and Trade Facilitation of Sarawak Timber Industry Development Corporation, which is also known as STIDC. So, Encik Awang Mentali will be sharing with us the way forward of timber industry in Sarawak. So before I proceed further, I'd like to give a little bit background about Encik Awang Mentali as well as STIDC. I saw Encik Awang Mentali was like stunned a little bit just now. I didn't know that she's going to introduce me, okay, but we are going to do that. Okay, so STIDC was first established in June 1973 under the Perbadanan Kemajuan Perusahaan Kayu Sarawak Ordinance 1973. Its incorporation was initiated following the recommendation of the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) of the United Nations, which conducted a comprehensive forest inventory in the state from 1968 to 1972. So the function will be to stimulate by all possible means the planned expansion of wood-based industries throughout Sarawak at a role consistent with the overall interest of the economy. So our speaker today, we have Encik Awang Mentali, a very handsome guy here with us today. So Encik Awang Mentali completed his bachelor studies. Yeah, we're going to start from bachelor studies, okay? So he completed his bachelor studies and master in UITM, working in Pusaka, which is also known as STIDC, for the past 36 years and still counting. 36 years is pretty long. I'm not 36 years old, but yeah. Yes, it was definitely before I was born, but Encik Awang Mentali has been working for 36 years in Pusaka or STIDC. So also he's a member of the ISO Technical Committee. So without further ado, let's pass the floor over to Encik Awang Mentali to bring us through about what's the way forward for timber industry in our Sarawak. So let's put our head together to welcome Encik Awang Mentali.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mandy, for the introduction. She saved 5 slides. She saved 5 of my slides. By the way, thank you. It's an honor for us, CDC, to be invited to share our way forward in the industry in the state. First of all, I wish to convey our greeting to all of you. It's my honor, especially when you are the first speaker and half of them are my colleagues. Welcome to. Thank you for the support. Okay, that's what Meli said. This year we celebrating our 10th anniversary. We were established 73 years ago, in 1973, on the recommendation of FAO. Obviously, we have our booth. We were invited to visit our booth. But for us in Sarawak, we face a lot of challenges, both domestically and internationally as far as the industry is concerned. Today, this one. Alright. Okay. The mic had to be narrow. Okay. Today, I'll cover global challenges facing timber industry. I believe a lot of our colleagues here can share with us the challenges, the necessity for transformation of timber industry in Sarawak, and the potential of planted forest, specifically juniper. That's what ADC and the state government is currently. We have our juniper seminar recently, very successful. Just to share with you, STDC was established in 1973 with the objective of formulate new policies and strategies. This is what we are doing, engaging with the timber industry, with our stakeholders, to invest the best possible policy to move forward with our timber industry. To develop efficient economical utilization of forest resource, this is also very important to this day. It was drafted 50 years ago, and still valid. Our forefathers drafted this objective. To create new concepts and strategies in timber industry so as to ensure meaningful harvesting of the state forest resources will be shared. This is very important. Inclusivity of our community. This is part of our objective. And another important objective of STDC is to enable the state government to coordinate and implement the whole development strategy. For the last 50 years, this is our function. Some are still relevant. This is still very relevant after 50 years. Provide training, provide technical services to our partners, promote and facilitate the development of timber industry, what we are doing today, and what we have been doing for the last intensively for the last 50 years, especially of the property the development of timber industry with our policies and strategies. One of the most essential, I think, function is to make recommendation to the government with our stakeholders consultation. Is to make recommendation to the government to the method and policies to be adopted. As we move forward, then we need to make a few steps backward. Okay. So the mic is not friendly to me. Noise. Global changes. This one we have adapted, we have accepted as the facts to our timber industry and to the government overall that the climate changes has been one of the most strong influence to our timber industry with the various campaigns globally, but we are adapting it very well. When we have our sustainable forest management, we are encouraging the circular economy. When STDC previously our tagline was nothing goes to waste. When we are able to produce sawdust, to produce pellet from sawdust, we have, as a matter of fact, there's no waste in the timber industry. It's an off-cast, it's a green economy. We are very strong in encouraging the green economy. Most importantly, the forest plantation, the usage of more timber in our, for example, building is what we are encouraging. And of course, sustainability in our timber industry. I think the next slide will show that our production of natural forest has been dropping a lot, and we have to rely on the planted species. And the planted forest is one of the most sustainable, renewable source of raw material for our timber industry in the future. We have to accept the fact that planted forest will be the way forward for the timber industry, and we have to adapt to the fact that we have to use the planted species suitable for the demand in the market. So since 2006, our export has dropped from 8.7 billion to 4 billion last year, almost half. This is due to the fact that the supply of log from natural forest has dropped significantly. But the challenge we put to ourselves, the other stakeholders, specifically the timber industry, is that we target 8 billion 2030. We have about 7 years to achieve this one. We've been working very hard to do the engagement with our stakeholders. They come and see us many times, asking us, is it possible for us to achieve 8 billion? We need to put the target, or else we might just sit down and be in our comfort zone. So, if you look at the supply of natural forest and the subsequent replace with the planted species, there's a lot of changes that we have to adapt to enable the industry have to use more of the planted species for our industry. So how are we going to achieve this capability? That is our way forward. Again, our tagline for this 50th anniversary is driving sustainability. Specifically, if you look at the timber industry, if it's raw material, the fundamental way forward for any industry is raw material. In timber industry, it's timber. If there's no timber, so it's very important for us to go back to the resource, manage it well, manage it sustainably, so that we can move forward with our product. So what are the products suitable from these resources? We have natural forests of about 2 million meter cube. We have planted species of about 1.5 million meter cube a year. So, as you see just now, that our function is to make recommendations and policies. So one of the policies which is still now, is to control the export of volume of log. Currently, it's only 20% of the production is allowed to be exported. But 100% of planted species, planted timber, must be utilized locally. No export of planted log. No export of planted. It's an example of policy that government see fit the current situation of the timber industry, fit the current policy of our sustainable management, and fit the current global challenges to state and to our timber industry. If we allow export of our planted forest species, imagine we have cleared our forest for plantation, and they have invested a lot of money for the planted forest, a lot of money, and they take 10 years, 15 years for it to grow. We shouldn't just allow it to be exported. It's our land, it's our sun. So definitely we have the right to that timber for our timber industry, for our local timber industry. This example of policy that the government do to ensure that the timber industry in the state is sustainable, can still continue and contribute to our economic sector, specifically the community inclusivity. That is very important. In driving sustainability, if you look at our natural forest, we have 6 areas, if I'm not mistaken, that has been certified. 5 areas certified, long-term license, very important. This is a way forward for us to ensure that our natural forest is managed sustainably. We also have a new department for us to enable our natural forest to be involved in carbon trading as part of our way forward. So when we do forest conservation, carbon trading, meaning there will be less cutting of our natural forest and become more challenging. So the policy needs to be a win-win for both the industry, the state government, the community as a whole. It's not an easy decision-making process. It's a delicate. If we go for carbon credit, definitely we're going to have less supply of timber for the industry. But at the same time, we support the global climate issue. It is part of the state of Sarawak climate changes contribution to the world. Planted forest. My friend here, the dragon man is the manager for one of the biggest area in Sarawak. We can share with you if you have any employee later on, B2B talk, how much he has. Because the state government through forest department also encouraging the forestation for the planted forest. So that will enable our timber to be globally accepted. We know the current issue with the EU, how we are facing with certain global issues, so on and so forth. Okay. To ensure the sustainability of our timber industry and the continuous supply of our raw material, we also encourage mineral residues and then forest residues, which is a lot left over in the forest. But at this moment, it's a challenge to the company, to the industry to collect the one due to certain requirements. However, currently the state government through SNC is drafting a policy to enable the beam to be nearer to the planted forest, to meet the economy of scale, to enable the production is lower, so that we can meet the competitive product in the global market. If the production of, you see, our planted forest is distributed all over the state, and it can be very far deep inside the forest. So if we enable the harvesting and production of the timber product in the mill through their own licensed area, so that will have an advantage in terms of production cost. Currently, we also encouraging plantation, commercial planting of bamboo, and we also encourage the community farming of bamboo. We have a lot of strategic partners in this area. With our research institute, universities and so on, for us to see the best product that can be utilized from the bamboo plantation. Okay, Mr. Paul, this is eucalyptus. This is acacia. Definitely, this is bamboo. This is what we planted. Currently, we have about 500,000 hectares of planted forest. Is that for Australia? Yes. Beautiful. Rainbow. As far as planted forest timber is concerned, we do a lot of R&D, benchmarking. We have our deputy premier going to Australia. visited one of the company which we have MOU was to enable to utilize the planted species for engineered timber product. Currently, it's under technical review of the properties of our planted species. If the technical properties is on our side, we will move forward with engineered timber product for our planted species. That is our way forward, definitely. In addition to producing wood chip for pulp and paper, wood chip for wood pellet, some are used for plywood, veneer, some for furniture. Right? So these are the products that we see has potential from our planted species. We believe the industry is also taking this seriously for, as we know that natural forest is dropping in volume. If you want to proceed with our timber industry, the planted species is, I would say, the only choice you have. If you want to have timber industry, need timber, other than timber. Right? Okay. We believe that planted forest definitely able to produce solid products, solid timber, furniture. The most one that we are now moving forward is our engineered wood. During our last engineered wood conference, our premier has announced the new extension of our BCCK, which is going to use engineered wood as a timber structure. That will be the main game changer for the state, and it will be the icon building for Malaysia. I hope to see that in the next 2 years. Okay. This is our deputy premier, this one looking behind. Our target is 1 million hectares by 2025, as a matter of fact, by 2035. Currently, it's 550,000 hectares, with a low production of about 1.13 million hectares. Again, I say this 1.13 is not allowed to be exported. This is one of the policy that state government has put the timber industry, that the planted forest species must be used domestically. Currently, it's for production of salt timber, veneer and plywood for the core, furniture, wood chip, wood pellet, so on and so forth. So here are the example of product: MDF, salt timber, plywood, pellet, LVL, and charcoal. We have a huge potential. So why do we, one of the products that we encourage is engineered wood. Actually, we have invited our partners from Australia to share with us how they move forward with the engineered wood in the building. If you Google now the Nanyang Technology University, Singapore, just recently opened the timber building in Singapore. You have the opportunity. You cannot go to Singapore, you can Google now. So we have the speakers share with us the experience in moving forward with engineered wood as a timber structure in a big building. It's possible. It's possible. They use this massive structure of big timber. It has been done all over the world. So we see this opportunity, and as I said earlier, the next 2-3 years, we're going to have one have to have one building. Okay. The engineer wood, I think through our allied market research, that the potential is very huge. If you look at the engineered wood market, we have construction, packaging, motoring, and others. If you look at the cumulative annual growth rate is encouraging. So if you look at the market, it's Asia Pacific, North America, Europe, and overseas. These are the So it's very huge market, and we have a lot of engineered wood, plywood, blue laminated vinyl lumber, MDF, so on and so forth, will be one of the future for our timber industry. The market is there. So the planted species is one of the species will enable this for our timber industry. Okay, again I say it's part of our objective and our function. The state government will always encourage timber industry to optimize the utilization of the timber, because we know that timber is a scarce raw material. Even though it's renewable, it takes time, it costs a lot of money to do the plantation, and it costs even more to cut a natural forest. Even more to cut a natural forest. So it's our policy to enhance sustainability in the forest management. We have 5 forest management units that have been certified, and then the forest department is also moving forward with the certification of our planted forest. Okay. Dragon, what is this? Eucalyptus, bamboo. We again I say, with this we producing value-added product to enhance, to achieve the 8 billion target by 2030. One of these many engagement with the industry, they were asked. The industry was asking the STDC, how are we going to achieve 8 billion? How are we going to do it? So our response was, if we don't have any target, we may just come in, day in, day out, day in, day out. So if we have target, then everybody have to work hard. Personally, our GM has been doing a lot of engagement with our strategic partners, specifically in Semenanjung, to bring the furniture industry into Sarawak. We have our partners in Australia to bring the LVL, to produce LVL. Again, as I said, we're waiting for the technical result of the test. We have our partners from Japan for our biomass product. All these come synchronously, parallelly, for us to enable the. If we think that if we go back to the raw material and the readiness of our timber industry to produce 8 billion, then we have to revisit that in the next few years. Then we have to again restructure our policy, restructure our rule and regulation. So as the fundamental objective of the state is to have a sustainable raw material and sustainable forest management. Some say you cut one tree, you plant another tree. Then it will be continuous for our future generation. This is what we are actively doing, enabling policies. As I said, few labs have been carried out together with our industry. One of them is to enable the mill in the planted forest. Currently, it's not allowed. The mill must be in the deserted industrial area. But if you look at the distribution of our planted forest, so it's can be 150 to 200 kilometers away. If we have a simple chipper, for example, simple lathe machine where we can produce wood chip and vinyl, then we can carry them to the mill, and that will help a lot as far as cost is concerned. Alright? STDC is also the authorized agency appointed by the Customs Department, our Customs Department, to issue the import and export permit. So currently we're using our online system, enable the company to apply for the export import license through STDC online, where we can process your application within the most is 2 hours. You can get your AP import and export, as long as you meet all the necessary requirements. We are also actively, as I said, carrying out R&D with our strategic partners, our research institute. We have two tests currently. One is with Unimax, for us to enable us to carry various type of research on our products. We're going to have another chair with UPM, also to enable us to have our research. So while we are preparing the raw material, at the same time we are ready with the end use of our plantation. Again, we have to accept the fact that sustainability is a global agenda. Climate change is everybody's responsibility. Producer, buyer, everybody, policy maker. More importantly is the industrial player. To accept the fact that it's a global agenda for us to ensure, number one is sustainability, meaning what we are using now is our loan from our future generation. Same time, they will able to use raw material for the next industry. That is how I define sustainability. And through our visit, specifically our GM, through our visit to Australia, many other countries, we believe that self-regulatory is now a way forward for the industry, because if they have a strong self-regulatory, it's their timber, it's their production, it's their market. At the end of the day, it's their sales, it's their profit. If you need a agency to regulate you, so you will not you will be feel that everybody is always behind you solving. So if you have a self-regulatory, now the buyer is very sensitive with the carbon footprint. You can do the due diligence of where you get your raw material. So we encourage self-regulatory in the timber industry, all the industry. If we have efficient and strong self-regulatory, I might not be here. I would be the assistant manager, trade facilitation and promotion. Before I was called trade control. Now we don't want to control the trade. We facilitate the trade. We encourage you to do import and export as long as you meet the global agenda, sustainability, support the global agenda of climate change, and more importantly, self-regulatory. Alright? And of course, we can publish all the policies, all the objectives, but at the end of the day, it is the industry that make it possible. Our friend here, our friend at the back, They are the one who make this possible. Correct, brother Alvin? We can have the best policy in the world, the best objective, but if there are no takers, so we believe in the team, right? We believe in the team, the one that regulate, the one that facilitate, but most importantly, the player. If we make a stringent rules and regulation, will be affect the timber industry. If we let the timber industry have efficient cycle delivery, then they have no problem with the market. Okay. So various SDC initiative, we have investment promotion, we have MWE with our solar partner. Are you there? Yeah. Currently, we do benchmarking. We have facilitation engagement. This is for our blueprint, engineer blueprint facilitation. And we believe in a team. We have all the stakeholders here. And then we very actively doing the R&D. Not we doing the R&D, we facilitate the R&D through our QC, UPM, UNIMAS, other research institute. As I said earlier, if we don't have 8 billion, our Dato would be stay in the office all day. But now he has no time to stay in the office. He have to do the selling. Also to achieve our 2030 8 billion export value. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations to STGC 50th anniversary. I was 13 years left. I was with STGC before she was born. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Encik Awang Mentali, so for the very insightful presentation that we had today. So, if you have any questions for Encik Awang Mentali is about to grab his bag. But if you have any questions for Encik Awang Mentali, we still have him here to answer. Just raise your hand so we can pass the mic over to you. Anyone? Any questions? Yes. Okay. Encik Awang Mentali says that you can also raise your hand and then see him at STIDC booth. Okay. No questions? Okay. I think Encik Awang Mentali has a very detailed presentation already. So no one has any questions.
Is the average life for the plantation if not to get short current circumstances? With the new plantation timber, yeah. On average.
Hi, my name is Paul Valentine. I'm the GM for Sarawak Under Forest. We are the licensee for the 003, which is the first plantation under forest in Sarawak. What we planted was meant for pulpwood. So we are planting between 6 to 8 years for it to mature. However, if we plant it for different purpose for solid wood processing, we will plant it between 10 to 14 years. Depends on your what is your use. For plant, it's between 6 to 8 years. Solid wood, 10 to 12.
You have to put the
Can you hear me? Oh. Okay, sorry. For pulpwood, we are growing for between 6 to 8 years. And then for solid wood processing, which is for sawn timber, plywood, all these things, we planting it 10 years and up. So that's basically that's about it. So again, it depends on the species that we're planting. Currently for us, we planted Acacia Mangium, and these are mostly for our pulpwood regime. So that's where it's 6 to 8 years. And we also planted Eucalyptus pelita, which is for solid wood. We're planting for 10 years and up. Roughly, probably we're going to target it for 14 years. For Eucalyptus dituta, we also planting for 14 years and up because it's very beautiful, as you know it. It's just nice, and I don't think we want to waste it for pulpwood. Okay, does that answer?
Any factory in the Sarawak region which has done the backward integration and moving its mill close to the plantation area?
There's only one. There's Zubida. There's only one Zubida, right? There's only one mill already operating near the forest, but that is before the government decides to stop it first. So they have a small veneer, a veneer mill, using acacia superbug. Yeah, acacia superbug, right?
But that is our way forward. That is our way forward for cost effectiveness.
And just to help, I think there's been reference to the Australian connection. There's an Australian company called Tilling Timber. We're currently doing some testing. If in fact the testing works out with acacia manja plantation, we're going to be spending something around $200 million to build an LVL operation in Sarawak, which will utilise plantation resources, largely replacing the product that was coming out of Russia. Tilling was the largest exporter in the world from Russia, LVL. We've now shifted that operation out of Russia, closed down 3 factories, and we're very much hoping to work with the Sarawak industry and to build a facility there that'll export LVL product into Australia and elsewhere.
Thank you very much. This is the MOU. All right. You know, it's the next speaker. All right.
Thank you, Cik Awang Mentali.